Greetings, fellow wanderers. Jacob Wile here,
And Tiki too.
and welcome to this episode of Wandering Over Yonder, the vlog series where I take Tiki on a voyage through Creepy Kraken's madcap Disney XD series, Wander Over Yonder. I haven't been through the series before. It is my job to show him the ins and outs of this strange universe. And this time, on the bend, we have the Bounty.
Oh yeah, Jacob. Definitely getting a Star Wars flavor in this episode. Kind of harkens back to Empire Strikes Back, kind of the roguish rogues gallery of bounty hunters, played in a very comedic fashion. Very much a Commander Peepers episode. Got a little bit more on Hater. Love Hater's torture mixtape. That was some great stuff. Or, I'm sorry, the torture mega mix.
You're like, this is fine, but with Wander and Sylvia in the mix, then it'll really be banging.
Oh god. It's just like Hater has like some of the most laughable motivations, but in a very funny way.
Yep. So the episode begins with Commander Peepers one screaming why? He's like, is it not because I'm evil enough? I can be evil. Hits a guy. It's like, is it not because I'm evil enough? Or something along the tough enough, shoots him. He's like, is it because I'm not strong enough? I can be strong. He's like, tries picking up a lamp. It doesn't work. Hey, you, pick this up and throw it at yourself.
You see?
Pick this up and throw it at yourself.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
He's like, sir, my back. Do it. Yeah.
But then we're introduced to the rogues gallery of bounty hunters that Hater is hired.
Well, the reason, like you said, Peepers, it seems like Hater's completely ignoring him, but it turns out he's heard everything he said while he was playing Street Fighter-esque video games.
Which I want as an app.
Do it, Disney, do it.
I would play the shit out of that.
Yeah, so what happens is Haters has had enough of Peepers' failures in this case. So what he does is he decided to hire the 3 best bounty hunters in the galaxy.
And what is our rogues gallery, Jacob? Line them up.
A huntress. A huntress whose tracking skills are impeccable. And secondly, Killbot 87.
Killbot 87, basically an IG-88 reference to me.
Basically. But Peepers introduced to those two. Killbot 87, whose powers of teleportation can come quite in handy.
But neither of those two measures up to the sheer terror and epicness that is the third and final bounty hunter.
And who is that? The Potted Plant!
Oh my god. Oh my, just, wow.
Yep, it's like, seriously? You hired a plant to do my job?
And the plant is the most effective bounty hunter out of all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, he can't do too much worse, now can he? Now that is a definite burn. Now that's a burn.
Yeah, and that's where we get the finger-pointing title.
Yep, where Peepers has been humiliated.
And then, like we said, it's like Hater basically just wants to capture Wander and Sylvia to add their screams of agony into the torture mega mix.
And, be rid of them forever.
Right.
But also add them to his mega mix.
I think most importantly, add them to his mega mix. Okay.
Because it'll be banging. So it'll be totally banging.
Oh god.
So the bounty hunters go off, except the plant, who just remains idle because we don't actually know he's alive yet.
He's biding his time, Jacob. He's just biding his time. Just you wait.
Yep. And then Peepers is like, I know these bounty hunters can't do it. If they capture Wander and Sylvia, evil will spread across the galaxy, and Hater will take over the universe. But isn't that what he's supposed to do?
Pretty much, yeah.
But then Peepers like, no, I'm supposed to do that. It's like if anyone's gonna do it, it's me.
I'm gonna go do my job, Commander Peepers.
I love that tune though.
Oh, I do too.
Commander
Okay.
Peepers.
So we're in kind of this amusement park style planet.
Known as Funulon with a PH.
Nice.
Funulon. Where Wander and Sylvia are just enjoying themselves.
Yeah, they're just wandering off of a flat ride and just come out just completely delirious with head spinning. It's like, I know the feeling. That's basically like every county fair. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but it's a planet. It's a perpetual planet of county fair.
Essentially, which makes it a pretty fun setting.
Yep. So as it turns out, Peepers thinks he's gone ahead of them, but it turns out the Huntress is already there, ready to dart them.
But Peeper,
he flips it.
Go ahead.
Okay, you can say it.
Yeah, well, Peeper saves them by basically redirecting the darts to hit the blue. Oh no, I'm sorry. He flips the pennies at Wander and Sylvia. That keeps distracting them, and they keep looking down and ducking down right as the poison darts are going overhead, and then the poison darts are hitting the balloons at the Carney game, and the Carney's like, "You won!
We have a winner!"
Oh god.
Yeah, but then he's like, take that, Huntress. Then as it turns out, she's suddenly right in front of him. She moves pretty quick.
Yeah.
She definitely moves for a hefty thing. She does. For a hefty, whatever kind of creature she is. And so she knocks him out briefly, but then she goes to resume the hunt for Wanderer and Sylvia. Comes across Zabornak tracks. If you haven't caught on, that's what Sylvia's species is called.
Yeah, and this is where we get Peepers fooling her with the blue feet, right?
Yep. He's like, "It's feeding time, Huntress." And then it turns out,
Commander Peepers.
Yep, of course. As it turns out, a creature has almost exactly the same kind of skull as the creature she's wearing on her head. At the same skull she's wearing on her head, notices her and is like, hungry. But we don't see what happens. We just see a bunch of debris and smoke coming out of it.
Okay, so then Killbot
and we're left to assume the worst for the Huntress.
So we have
she does survive. And she does survive.
So IG-88.
Yeah, basically. Killbot 87. As he
Oh, his number is 87? Okay, that's got to be a reference to 88 then. Come on now.
I think it is. I mean, I believe it's I believe so. I mean, he almost looks like him too, almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy is straight up an IG-88 parody.
So he locks onto Wander and Sylvia. And Peepers getting all smug over his victory against the Huntress. Like the Huntress has become the Hunted. Like he messes himself, he gets himself messed up there. He sees that, and he's like, "Not in this lifetime, you don't." And so what does he knocks what I don't know if it's a little kid or just a little alien into his beam, which teleports it to Lord Hater.
Oh God!
I don't know if that's supposed to be I don't know if that's supposed to be a kid or just a small alien.
Yeah.
I don't know which one would be funnier.
Maybe a kid.
Oh God, that's worse.
just because of Peepers, he's just being totally reckless about it.
Yep, I mean he's kind of like Wander in the previous episodes. So he's like, "I'm gonna capture him, and you're not gonna do anything." He's almost like the opposite, but also the same.
Right.
But later on, it actually shows more parallels between Wander and Hater, but that's another story.
Mm-hmm.
But here, so what he does instead of the tourists believe it's some kind of special show that's happening in the middle of the road. And Wander and Sylvia are, of course, oblivious to the whole thing.
Yeah, Wander and Sylvia. This is another episode where Wander and Sylvia are basically pretty much sitting out the episode for the most part.
Yeah, just having a fun day at the carnival.
Yeah.
Not trying to help people, just having fun. I guess even he needs to relax sometimes.
Yeah, which is interesting how the show can kind of structure itself like that sometimes, where we'll have episodes where Wander and Sylvia are kind of a focal point, but they don't really get many lines, and you know what I mean, and other characters are kind of the center of attention.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they work that out.
Uh-huh.
But what happens is he teleports them. He doesn't kill them. He teleports them to Lord Hader's ship.
Oh boy!
Which they also believe to be some kind of tourist attraction.
So who wants to be on the Torture Mega Mix? Yeah, Mega Mix!
Yeah, take them to the torture room.
Torture room!
Torture room! Torture room!
Oh, God.
So, but Peepers actually makes quite a bit of money from the people believing it was a show. It results in Killbot 87 getting fired.
Yep.
And Peepers believes now he has it in the bag. Hate will spread because of me.
He forgets, though, Jacob. He forgets the almighty power that is potted plant.
It sneaks up behind him and eats
my God.
him. And then it actually manages to eat Wander and Sylvia while their backs are turned.
Yikes.
This is the grossest ride ever. Wander believes it's some kind of right until he's like, Commander Peepers, I didn't know you were working on Funulon. See, I knew you weren't such a bad guy.
Oh God.
Even when he's being eaten, Wander still sees the best in people.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually kind of is the center point of his character. In a way. But he's like, man, we never even knew you were chasing us. You didn't even know you were chasing us. But I think it's kind of stinky. Your previous plans have been, hey, pardon my language, kind of stinky. And so going on to what something the Huntress said earlier, Peepers has a strange vision where as he begins to think about what would happen if the flower actually turned in Wander and Sylvia.
Oh my God, yes, and it's just the plant is just super diabolical.
Where the plant where they're spat out, they get into a cell. Hate actually spreads throughout the universe, and the plant is giving Peepers his job.
Just kill the plant, Jacob. Just seriously, kill that plant.
Well, that's exactly what Peepers does, basically.
Exactly.
What does he do? He becomes Janitor Peepers. And then what happens is he snaps back to reality. He goes forget that, and he uses that to cut the plant in half. They're mine. It's like, I win. Bounty hunters lose. And it turns out Wander and Sylvia escape as he's doing.
Yeah, they just casually float off on the bubble. See you later, Commander Peepers. And then we get probably the best gag in the episode, which is Hader rewinding and fast forwarding the banjo. This is them, and this is you.
This is you.
Them, you.
Them getting away. You letting them get away. You see where I'm going with this?
And the funniest part is just every time he rewinds, the banjo has the rewind sound effect.
So what happens is yes, sir, I've learned my lesson. I hope you learned your lesson about hiring bounty hunters.
Oh, I sure did, Commander Peepers. I didn't hire enough of them.
It's more I didn't hire enough of them. I mean, it was a lot more enthusiastic, kind of. and then Peepers just suddenly breaks down and almost basically tears, no. Which Hader actually learns hey, that would work good with my Mega Mix.
Oh God.
And so he records Peepers' tear, and Peepers is crying and plays it over as the skull ship bangs to the music.
All right, so Jacob, I got to admit this is probably on the lower rung of my episode so far. It's decent. Definitely some Empire Strikes Back parody going on here. Having said that, it just doesn't have the the jokes just don't land with me as much as they have with other episodes. There are some really funny gags in here. I think Hater and his Mega Mix torture tape is probably the funniest part of the episode. And Peepers is definitely, it's nice to see some more character development on Peepers, but I don't know what to say except like this one just didn't land for me as much as some of the others. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm just saying it's like, I probably wouldn't put it like in my top 5 of the season so far or anything like that.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, there are better episodes focusing on Peepers.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like we've had better episodes like already just in the limited run we've covered so far. So, like I said, not a bad episode, but just kind of
not every episode can be the good deed or the ball.
Of course. And following the ball, it's kind of like it's kind of a tough act to follow. So, all right, Jacob, any final thoughts on your end about this episode?
I kind of agree why it's not on your higher rung of episodes, but I still think it's decent, good episode focusing on Commander Peepers. Like I said, there are episodes that focus on the dynamic between Peepers and Hater later on in the series, specifically season 2. That kind of shows how they're kind of parallel Wander and Sylvia in a way.
Right, yeah. So I'm really excited to get into some of that stuff, and just the more I see of Hater, the more he's just like super entertaining. So.
I mean, that's kind of his idea.
So,
yeah.
What?
I said that's kind of his idea, but like I said, you'll see more episodes focusing on their dynamic, like how show parallels between them and Wander and Sylvia.
So speaking of future episodes, next on the docket we're gonna have the Hero, which is gonna star Cyclops himself, James Marsden. Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then the Birthday Boy. Anything you can tell us about these?
In the Hero, Brad Starlight, Wander and Sylvia help Hero Brad Starlight, played by Marsden, rescue the lovely Princess Demura from an evil beast. With what it has, but there's some twist to it. He's not a very competent hero, if you can point that. And Wander and Sylvia keep getting in the way.
Okay.
And it's also kind of a lesson tacked onto the end, kinda. And in the Birthday Boy, what happens in the Birthday Boy is that it is Lord Hater's birthday.
Oh boy. Okay, that's all I need to know about that episode. Don't tell me anymore.
Okay.
Okay, folks. So thanks for joining us. We'll definitely be cracking these out at a pretty systematic rate, at least until probably Star comes back. And Jacob, you and I, we're definitely doing Milo Murphy's Law. We're definitely going to cover that show when that comes out. Really excited about it. I love me some Weird Al. I love me some Weird Al. You love me some Phineas and Ferb, so it's going to be a perfect combination. Okay, so in the meantime, folks, thanks for watching, and later, haters.
Later, haters.
I need to add that to the Mega Mix so it'll be really banging.